So, hi everyone, we're now into the dark moon in Taurus, the new moon in Taurus being on Friday, if you're watching this real time. So it is May the 17th, 2023, and yeah, so we're in Taurus moon, Taurus sun, Taurus Mercury, there's Jupiter in Taurus, there's the Uranus in Taurus, and I've missed one. Let me just look at what is the one that I missed? Patience, children. Said Sun, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, the North Node. There we go. So that is a lot of Taurus energy. So that is a lot of manifestation energy. And hello if you're new, my name's Claire, not Crystal. This is a twin flame channel helping you with your inner union and eventually manifesting your outer union. Oh, that would be a better thing for me to say, wouldn't it? Oh. And especially because it was under a minute. Oh, well, maybe I'll practice saying that a wee bit more. But yeah, basically, the cards were sitting from one that I done yesterday, but I just started again because I was doing it again. But basically, it was when I done one yesterday, just a random one. I wouldn't say it was random at all. It was actually my own. It was definitely my own. Yeah, it was my own reading, I would say. But it would, it would make sense to other people too. But and I will release it at some point when I'm guided to. But a bit like the one that um you'll see what I mean whenever I release that one. It will be blindingly obvious. It just will. But the and I never question. Most of the time I do them. I upload them and I publish them right away. But from time to time they'll be like, "Don't publish that yet." Like for instance, the one that I filmed 10 days ago now. Actually, I was holding it back. Just because I got a bit upset at the start. But I mean, it's really weird how, again, things get so. The theme here for this reading, definitely, I bet you it's going to be about overwhelm and things seeming way worse than what they actually are. Because when I got upset in the moment, and it's literally only for a few seconds, and then I got myself together. But, and again, it's not even because, oh, that's really vulnerable and I don't want to put that out there, because if you're new to me, like, I'm not a stranger to crying. I've cried on the recorded videos, I cry on lives when it comes up, and I've done that for years when I've been on, Facebook lives, mainly was where I would do it all the time, right from the very start. So none of that bothers me. Um, it's just, it must be something to do about the energies. Like, it must be that the majority of more people will be in whatever I spoke about, or it's going to be the time. I don't know. There'll be a reason behind it, but when I watched it back again recently, it was I'd mentioned the 555, and I'd mentioned, oh, I wonder when the channel's going to get to that. So it was like I was getting a strong feeling, right? I'm meant to publish that when it reaches 555. So we need one more person, and I'll publish that. Um, and it's got, what I will say is it's I spoke about that film Trainwreck again, and in that because that was the first time I done it, you see, and then I mentioned it in the ones after in case I wasn't going to publish that. Um, but yeah, but the way that I channeled about that film, and then how I know for a fact because of the clients that I've worked with over the years and still do, I feel that I'll really deeply connect with a lot of you out there. So you can let me for different reasons. Um, but yeah, you will hear me going about that film again. But like I said, if any of you are in a really dark place and you need a laugh, I mean, I've got that in my recordings. Like, I'll just be chucking that on with it because it's just so easy to watch and hilarious. But I love films that make you cry, that make you laugh, like especially belly laugh like that, and that I've just got that kind of humor. Like, that is my idea of a great film. So again, but like I say, I'm not being funny. But when I say if you do, I don't know, I don't cringe is the right word, but if you feel uncomfortable with graphic sexes, that I wouldn't watch it because yeah, it might be too much. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't get graphic, it's more just funny, but it has got like, it's got a bit of sex in it, like, but more just absolutely fucking hilarious. It's just hilarious. It's just so funny. Right, anyway, So, but yeah, you can let me know, because it's and again, it was, I don't know if it was quite 2 hours, it was nearly 2 hours, it was like 1 hour 40 minutes, it might have been two, but it was a long one. So, and really, it was just the reason why it hasn't been published for so long as well, was just the fact that I didn't want to watch, because I'd gotten upset, I didn't want to watch it again that soon. And the reason why I got upset in it as well was I was just sort of saying, it's like, you know, whether it be grief of a person or a situation, or which again, let's face it, on the twin flame journey, it's absolutely going to go for, there is grief that comes in at the loss of someone that isn't that someone's died. It can hit you whenever, memories of anything can hit you whenever. God, this is very divine feminine, divine masculine, aka Venus and Mars and Cancer. Memories, the past evokes memories, which is why I'm saying that about that one that I channeled yesterday. I basically was used down memory lane of some of my memories. It's very, because we've just come out of the Mercury retrograde, we're still in the after shadow. And it was just, yeah, as I was doing it, I was like, why am I telling these specific stories again? And then it was when I pulled the cards, it was completely meant to be. So again, it could just be one of these ones that it was that heals me when I'm doing it, and therefore it heals my twin, even if that never gets seen in public. Who knows? We'll not judge it. But anyway, so what did I say? I felt the theme. I was going to use a particular deck to see what the theme was. I'm willing to release my fears. I now see with love and hear with compassion. I think I was going to use this deck. So I'm specifically saying, like, could we stay out of ones that feel like it's really basically my situation, please? just please, God, please. And it's okay if bits of it are going to touch on it for me, but I just, please, God. And so could we help somebody out there viewing the channel, and what else? And yeah, if it could be for real time, well, I'll keep requesting that when I'm guided to. If it could be for real time, that'd be right. So let's help somebody out there, and what is their situation? Bearing in mind the things that I've channeled here as well will be relevant. So it's big stuff, like Taurus is making it real. It's bringing something into the physical. So for twin flames, that's important because, and if you're new, if I didn't say that, but I channel for anywhere for like 5 minutes to half an hour, whatever. Half an hour would be quite long, but I have done that on some of them. Because then the cards back up what I've channeled. But yeah, that is a huge part of the twin flame journey, is fantasizing, aka though, whether you realise that or not, both twins are manifesting one another when you're doing all of that. Like I wouldn't, what was I gonna say there? Like, I would say for all twins, it is standard that you most likely go to sleep, purposely going into a dream or fantasizing about your twin. And I would go as far as to say probably a lot of you will wake up in the morning in that kind of half asleep, half awake mode, dreaming and fantasizing about your twin. You're manifesting it. Do you know what I mean? That is, yeah, basically that's how I would look. That is how things bring about. I mean, I'm a hypnotherapist. When you're daydreaming about something, you bring it in physics. So again, be careful what you focus on, because I've also experienced, if you focus too much, oh shit, yeah. If you focus too much on what you're afraid of happening, I've done that too. I've had instances where I've thought about too much what my worst nightmare would be, and believe me, it's come true. It's not nice. I'm sure you've had instances of that too. So where possible, focus on what you do want to bring into your physical reality. Right, so with all that deep stuff being said, what is the theme of this reading using these cards? So these are one of the twin flame triggering decks, but very honest, it's got loads of sweet, lovely, poignant ones, and it's got ones that are quite hard hitting, like, I'm with somebody else because they don't challenge me, all that kind of stuff. Fuck, that would be really freaky if that one comes out. But can I just say, with me saying that, I'm with somebody else because they don't challenge me. I feel that's going to be the past energy, that if you're not already out of that, you're going to be releasing that, because that's where collectively we're at. Anybody that stays clinging on like to that energy, they're just going to get more and more unhappy. But again, whether that be you or whether that be your twin, because a lot, like I say, a lot of you have moved past this part. We're just all at different bits. It has to be your own decision. So you will stay in that as long as you're meant to learn the lessons you're meant to learn. A lot of the time it's to speak up for yourself or to put yourself first, because Taurus is about valuing yourself, remember. Like not sparing somebody, not sparing your own feelings. Like basically what I've come across a lot with the people I work with is people that sacrifice their own happiness for the sake of others, around them. And again, I've definitely went through that part of my life where I would say I was operating from a very divine masculine part of me. And although I am still a very caring and giving person, I even said that to my best pal today. Like, no, I like put myself first. Like I empty. I empty though. See, that's not a mistake when I said that. Like, yeah, like if I'm on empty, I don't give to others basically, but I fill up my own cup before I give to others. You know what I mean? 11. Right, let's get into this. I knew you were right, but I couldn't admit it to myself or you. I wonder if you still think about me. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? I always think that one's very wordy. Right, we'll not pick any more than that. I felt that in my heart actually when I said it. I really could feel a lot. So if you're new, when I feel healing going to my heart like that, it's collectively, if you're open to it out there, that is the healing emitting out to your heart chakra. So there's something here about either you watching this, you knowing that your twin flame was right, but you couldn't admit it to you were in denial about something to yourself. Therefore you couldn't admit it to, I was going to say the person that was saying it to you, but it will be your twin flame, but you can just take what resonates. Or all of it, you just take what resonates. Or this is you're on the receiving end. Like your twin flame knew that you were right. I know that you know this, but they're getting me to say knew that you were right, but they couldn't admit to themselves, so how could they possibly admit to you? So you see, there is a point in me saying the obvious, because it's like when I'm saying it to you, whoever you are, it's going to hit harder, I would say. I wonder if you still think about me. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? The two things that are jumping out to me here as well is I knew you were right, but I couldn't admit it to myself or you. Now this could be with, like you said, with the Venus and Mars, divine feminine, divine masculine, in Cancer. And remember, that's really important to say. That's only for another few days, because Mars goes into Leo at the weekend. So that's another reason why this is, really quite poignant energy for that. Is that this will be evoking a lot of the past. So I do feel this would be something in the past that your twin flame that knew you were right. So it could just be even that you were addressing the strong feelings that were there. Or it could be like for some of you, like I say, some of you might have actually tried to say like, we're twin flames. That's not something that too many people really do. Because I kind of feel it doesn't really matter what it's called. If you're in that with someone, you both fucking know. Like it's like I've been bold many times, and I'm going to say it again now because they make me say it. Like I'm that confident about who my twin flame is, and that he knows it too. That like on what planet would that ever happen? But it's kind of like get that person, corner them, ask them about, see how they act. Do you know what I mean? But my one's that good; they would win an Oscar for that. So do you know what I mean? It's kind of like you know. And the reason I know that is because if I was sad or angry or something, I'm very good at masking my feelings too. People might not think that about me because I'm so expressive, but believe me, I am. Like nobody would ever really truly know if I was in a lot of pain. You wouldn't. I would be able to hide it, and I do feel that my twin flame is too. That's why I feel he's got the same rising sign. But anyway, blah 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 blah. So whether this be in your connection, it's something way in the past. Whatever it was you said, your twin flame knows you were right, but they couldn't admit it to themselves or in denial, so they couldn't admit to you. Or like you say, this is you, that you knew your twin flame. Or it could be that it's something more recent. And that could be for where it fits for people that are in their dark night of the soul. Like you've said something more recently, or they've said something to you, whoever's listening to this, but you couldn't admit to yourself. Maybe you still can't admit to yourself or them. But the reason why I think this might be sort of more past stuff, and that could even be a few months, you see, or it could be like a year ago, or but like I say, for some people this might be like 10 years ago or something. It can make sense for whatever. It's like this person is reminiscing about you. You're the person reminiscing about your twin and wondering if it's too late. That's definitely a feeling I'm getting. Unless, so again, this might even make sense for people that you've literally had no contact with your twin for a long time. You might not even know what their relationship status is, or I just seen the card about unwittingly sabotage this connection there as well, so that's obviously fitting. Yeah, it is that feeling of a wave of masculines that they unwittingly, so they didn't mean to. It's not like oh, I'm going to sabotage this connection, but I feel that, I don't know if that was on the one that I just filmed and I stopped it, but yeah, I mentioned that I got shown a clip on the algorithm. Honestly, the algorithm on this channel is fucking. Sometimes I share the things it shows me, but a lot of the time I don't, because it so blows my mind. So blows my mind. For yeah, many, like, yeah, there will basically be things that really speak to me, or yeah, because I suppose actually if it's a collective thing and I felt it's going to speak to everyone, I would actually share it. So yeah, a lot of the time it is things that I'm just like, I'm not sharing that because it's me, but sometimes I will share things that are me because I feel that other folk need it. But anyway, they showed me like a mixed thing of like Gossip Girl, and it was specifically Chuck+Blair. And again, if you ever watched Gossip Girl, and even if you didn't, because I didn't watch all the series, that was a very intense chemistry that they had, and it was that kind of, I think, nails when I've spoke about sometimes the yin yang element, the dark and the light, and the competitive sort of energy that can come in. And again, it's, although it could seem like at times your twin flame is competing with you, because that definitely is a thing. It's really, you're competing with yourself when you do that, and that is, it's pointless. It's kind of like, yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't make much logical sense, but if you're in denial and you're self-sabotaging, it does. So basically, the reason why I think they showed me that, so obviously that was the channel here, was, but again, I'm not even going to lie, like the intensity of their connection, that is like 100% me and him. It's just where I would say it's not like me and him is they compete just as hard against one another to hurt each other and badly, and that's not my style. Do you know what I mean? So that's all I'm going to say there. There's bits of it that's like, yeah, if anything, you know what I mean. I would never want to hurt him. So yeah, basically, which is why it's so difficult for me, and even when he's hurt me, to be real, like on purpose. Like I just felt that anyone, that doesn't just go for him, it goes for anyone. I've had loads of people look toxicity. Anybody that's betrayed me or which betrayed is strong, but there is a card, so maybe I said that for a reason. But yeah, anyone in the past that has betrayed me or treated me a way I didn't deserve, I don't retaliate by being like that back. I just, depending on how bad it is, they just don't get access to me anymore. Do you know what I mean? And that's and that's that. Like, once somebody shows me their true colours, why keep them around? You know what I mean? That's a true empress. When you value yourself that much. This is very, by the way, this is very all this energy in Taurus. When you value yourself that much, and the veil is lifted, which is what I feel is happening for many of you out there for the first time, which is scary. You're gonna cringe at how you actually let people treat you for such a long time, and like, so yeah, whatever that has to do anyway. Right, so, but yeah, what I do feel that is going to resonate to some of you that do have quite an intense connection there. Because again, the whole thing with, maybe I just need to show the thing that I watched. The thing that someone had made up at Chuck+Blair, if you've not seen Gossip Girl, it's just showing you loads of different clips of how 1 minute they're not being nice to each other, but then they're ripping each other's clothes off, which this is, I just want to really, I need to clarify here, that could also sound like a very toxic karmic relationship, right? So that might be applied to people. But the difference being with them, it's like he does eventually heal that within him. And again, I don't actually know because I stopped watching it, but I just gathered like, and they do end up together, but it's like I'm talking like right at I think it was like they dragged that on 4 seasons. I think that's why I stopped watching it because it was just fucking annoying. But I watched it enough to see when he said I love you, and I was satisfied, and I just fucking bailed out. But because that took ages, it literally took years. It was very satisfying. Like all of this matters, by the way. I think it's been a long time coming for someone to say I love you from what I've been, because that literally is the case for that. Yeah. Because the whole thing in that was, again, it's like she says 3 words, 4 letters. Oh, I don't know, whatever. You know, I mean, that's too much maths, but you know what I mean? That was like the thing in that. So yeah, there is just, I think the whole thing of what they're getting me to talk about that for it is just the intensity bit of it. And it's oh shit, yeah, it's like the thing I posted today, the that meme, that quote, because it's like with the older you get and the more healed you are in certain areas, like what feels like excitement again, which could be karmic things, could be some karmic things that are based around sex, basically could be exciting. But if the only exciting part is the sex, and you're getting a holy shit and drama and not knowing what's coming next, and just basically always on edge, um, that's fucking like that's oh it's toxic, but it's fucking draining. But I do get it because I did live in that world at one point, right? Thank fuck I don't now, whether it be romance wise or um friendship wise, which is why I don't personally put up with shit, and I wouldn't. And but whenever I do it, like whenever I do in any sort of I do learn from it. My God, do I learn from it. But um it just really depends. Anyway, I'm like, yeah, okay. What do we need to know about this? What, like, specifically, why am I talking about Chuck+Blair from Gossip Girl? It's a bit annoying if people haven't seen it, but that is just really what that's about. It's like, it's pointless because they both adore each other. Like, they adore each other, they're very sexually attracted to each other, but it's like, he's always having to prove him. Oh, I think that's what it is. And there must be some theme about dads again here, to be honest. It's quite interesting because for a while in the collective it was like mother figures, but now it seems to be dads. But um, like so change the mum or dad, whatever, or take away. It might even it could be like other parental figures or caregivers or whatever. But I'm pretty sure it's like his dad was always giving him a hard time, so it's like he didn't feel good enough. So it's like he didn't feel good enough for her. So therefore, in order to make like he just basically done what he could to make her hate him, basically. And then every time, but then she done it back with other people. So it's like whenever they done that though, it just kept making it more and more and more toxic. And you're like, why the fuck don't you just sit down and both go and get a fucking therapist or something and sort out your shit, man? Like, which is why I say it all the time. Um, and they probably do get to, again, I stopped watching it, but they probably did get to that stage because they ended up getting married and everything in the scene. I think that was the last one. But sorry to spoil alert on that. But it took a long ass time. Um, I think it's the chemistry bit sticks out for me the most, or whatever, right? But I get it. It's kind of like you can have all that chemistry and passion and amazing sex and all that, but if you can't like sit down and just have a cup of tea and talk about how bad your day was and get a cuddle, because it's not always appropriate, is it? Is it? It's like sometimes you're just not in the mood and you just want to cuddle and you don't want to feel like the so it's all these kind. That's what it's about actually. It's about the intimacy and the vulnerability, and rather than like game facing and putting this poker face in this act and having that kind of walking on eggshells, but actually you're both feeling exactly the same. That's what it is. I do feel there. It's quite a dark. It's quite a dark example of twin flames, but there is a dark side to twin flames, which many people don't talk about. but I try to when it comes in. And the thing is whenever I do have that heart to heart with my twin flame, I'll ask him if I can. Yeah, I will. But there's. It's because I just think you'll know what I mean too. Like it's everyone is this. I'm getting all tongue tied again. What do we need to know about this? Telepathic phone. I'll just ask him now. Is that all right? Obstacles. Can I tell them about the obstacles? I'm done playing games. Oh fucking hell, man. Silent treatment. So someone's done playing games. They're done with the silent treatment. They're done with chatting telepathically. Done with the obstacles. Because I'm faced with constant reminders of you. That is, wow, fucking hell, that's blew my mind. This is what I mean. This is why I never get bored of this. See how I'm thinking, why am I talking so much about Gossip Girl? But I swear to God, just go and put in Chuck+Blair, Gossip Girl, and you'll fucking see what I mean. Like, that is it. Like, they literally, it's like one-upmanship, and it was tiring to watch it, which is probably why I stopped watching the series. And then when I happened to catch the one where he basically admits he loves her, it's try not to sob like a baby. I spoke about that in a live once. And even if you hadn't, no, you would have had to have seen some of the build up to get why it's a big deal. Basically, that's a guy putting his ego aside. I'm filled with regret. Fucking hell, I'm getting bored of channeling this word regret. How many times have I put regret in the titles? That's why I'm asking you, will I do one about money or self-care, self-love, get people focus on themselves a little bit instead of the same fucking shit that comes out all the time. Will you give me a second chance yet? So there is something in this, because that clip that I watched of Chuck+Blair, it was literally, it showed loads of clips of them both going to one another. Because that's what's different about that. That might not be unique to your twin flames. That might be unique to someone's. So I suppose actually, this is. See again, because thank God they listen to me, because there's bits of this I could take for my journey, but the bit that wouldn't be is they are friends, as in they see a lot of each other, friends and lovers on and off, but they see a lot of each other. But it's always games and competitions, and but just the underlying always flirting, wanting to rip their clothes off. So they see each other quite a lot, you see. But it is game playing. But you see, you could still have elements of that going on with you and your twin flame, but you might not see them all the time, but it could be indirectly. But it's basically like there was clips of him going like, will you give me a second chance, or her going, and that's when I was like, oh, this is now reminding me of like a karmic relationship. But it's kind of that whole topic of discussion again about, can a twin flame be a karmic? And it's, lots of people could probably get into arguments about it. I don't think there's any point getting an argument about it, but I don't think anybody that was telling 100% truth wouldn't be able to admit that there's been times where your twin flame has acted completely out of order, and if you were to allow yourself to be around someone when they're like that, it wouldn't do your spirit any good. And also, you could be the person that is like, both of you will have been. You know what I mean? It's like, I would say a lot of the stories from my past, I make no secret about saying, but I'm baffled. I mean, that guy must be in love with me, or he just really fancied me, or both, because I was so drunk all the time. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, that was probably my defence mechanism of him not really getting to know me. Do you know what I mean? Because as much as I can channel about it now, older and wiser, and being like, what the hell was the issue? Again, but I don't really sit and think about what the hell was the issue. I really don't, because even when sometimes with the friends that I go on about stories, the same bloody stories, like I've got one friend I'm thinking in particular, like she never ever, there's quite a few of my friends actually never get bored of hearing these stories of me and him, because it is why it literally it would make a brilliant book, these stories. But I'm the one that gets bored of it. Do you know what I mean? It is just like what I wrote in that book. It's like something, whether it's mine or ending, it's never ended. But I'm never bored of hearing someone else's story, because I don't know theirs. Do you know what I mean? And that's where it's using my Chiron and Gemini in the seventh house, like healing other people's connections or physical manifestations, like their union within themselves, the most important. And then when I have brought twins together as well, it's making good use of my lonely time. I'm working up the courage to contact you. I'm battling inner demons, but it was in reverse. Okay, I think we've had enough of these cards, have we? I just cut the deck out. I'm battling inner demons again. What's this? I didn't mean what I said. Yeah, oh, right, wow. See, that's why I love using a couple of decks. So there is a theme here about somebody's no longer emotionally unavailable as well. And you're the first person to make me feel this way. Yeah, so there is something here about... I've never done this when I've actually been recording it. I've normally already got it on, but I'm going to put the Spotify on, right? And I'm going to just... Is there anything that I wouldn't want to be... So I'm going to just press the random shuffle button, right? So wait a minute, why is it not? Oh no, that's the one that comes up with that. Shit. You didn't hear that. That's annoying. I'll put that right. Let's just see what comes on. What the fuck is it doing? Oh, it's because I'm pressing right. Oh my god. Yeah, that's giving me that. That's giving me that vibe. Okay, that's... Now, obviously, that if you've not, I'm not spoiler alerting that film, but if you've not seen that, yeah, that would spoil it anyway. The thing that always sticks out to me about this song is it's big, but anyway, go and look at the lyrics yourself. But I'll never love again from A Star Is Born. I've mentioned that quite a few times over the past year and a half. That, well, put it this way, I had such strong reactions to that film when I watched it. I literally wanted to run out and call my twin flame, but I did know at the time it wouldn't have been appropriate. Just put it that way. It did evoke very strong feelings in me, and so it must have been before I actually had saw the film and I heard that song. I said to my best friend at the time, I said, that's how I feel about him. Like, once you felt that with someone, I don't want that with anyone else. But of course that is, I mean, it very much is like, she's singing about when someone is no longer in, anyway, that would, whatever. I don't want to ruin it for people if you've not seen it, but yeah, I don't usually do that. Like, I don't usually pick up, but I just felt that is really, yeah, someone is feeling out there like, I feel like this is somebody that's completely woke up to this connection that was really quite asleep to it. Sorry, it's the same story. It's the same fucking story. But it's good news, you know what I mean? Because some folk have been like fucking in this place for a long time. Right, let's use some of these wee tea leaf cards. We've been doing this for a while. What else do we need to know about this? Beware of great pride. I've already mentioned pride. So yeah, there was somebody that was very... Oh my god, this is totally Chuck+Blair. Chuck+Blair is a very good example of a very wounded divine... Well, I wouldn't even say a wounded divine masculine, because it's... Apart from the fact that guy is incredibly hot, it's if you like that kind of mean and moody, sexy kind of vibe, and I mean, if you don't, what's wrong with you? 33 minutes in as well, divine masculine. But it's like underneath it, you could tell he's got a lot of love there, but he just doesn't show people it much. And that's why they're getting me mention that connection, is that is the parent, like, he adores her, but it's like he'd sooner die than let her see that. But she knows it too, and she's like that about him, and that's what's kind of fucked up about it. But I feel that as twin flames, you'll be playing a different role. Hat. Oh, that's interesting. I quite like that I'm pulling out some of the ones I'm not so familiar with, because there's that many of these. I'd obviously put some of this pile kicking about, so it's like I hadn't seen that one before. So when we piece that together, somebody that was in their pride in the past, which again, that people learn that from somewhere, that not to show your feelings, whether it be from close around, peers, family, But again, even if it's not your friends or your family, which of course it is going to be for most people, one of these things, it's society. Like, don't show your feelings, you know, basically don't show your feelings. Is what guys get told a lot. Um, you'll be playing a different role. I feel somebody's stepping into a different role. So where they would have hid their real feelings from pride, like why they're getting me talking about Gossip Girl, someone's going to put their pride aside to say how they really feel. Family matters. I've just mentioned that, it could have been this. Oh my God, look at that. Family matters and discord among friends and family. Yeah, so that's even just clarifying. People have learned this from people around you. And it's made you feel tied down and frustrated, or you feel tied down and frustrated now, and there's currently discord among your friends or family, and you're meant to be climbing towards success, or hopefully you already are, and forces are working against you. I mean, this is really, and again, I really do want to watch Gossip Girl now that I saw that clip. It made me want, that evoked a lot. It was just quite moving. Um, but they probably showed me the clip because I can't be arsed watching it again. But it's kind of like, the whole sort of series and everything. But and probably because I do find it quite triggering, you know what I mean? Like the way that they are, it's just annoying when you're like, you can just tell both these people love each other, and why are you being so horrible to each other, kind of thing. But yeah, I suppose I would like it from the point of knowing what that's all about. Is that it's just, yeah, like I say all the time, it's protecting yourself from being hurt. Um, when the subconscious feels like there's a need to do that, it is going to do that. So it's vulture. Oh my God, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Now that's really fascinating because if you think about it, I feel, well, look, there are forces working against you. Whoever this is for, whoever it's speaking to. So you're not worried for no reason. There are, but you can evoke, you can pull. I don't usually say the word evoke either, but you can pull in that protection for yourself. But it still could get into your energy field and drain you, which is why. And I was saying that to my best pal earlier as well, actually, about it's why soul retrieval is so important. And it's not like, oh, you have one soul retrieval and you're healed all your trauma. Like, soul retrieval is an ongoing process. Whenever you notice like a wound that you need to do something about, well, there you go, you need soul retrieval. It's 37 minutes. You need soul retrieval there, because it's like having a hole in your soul. Like, literally, when I scan people's auras, whether it be through Zoom or just distantly doing it when I'm not on the Zoom and I'm sending them this healing, or in person, like when someone's on my massage table, I've literally sensed holes in people's aura before. It is a real thing. And so whether it be from something from ages ago or something more recent, um, yeah, soul retrieval is important. And like I say, like, I do feel different. There's different versions of piecing back your soul together. That's why I always talk about therapy as well. And obviously, the type of therapy I offer is completely my own kind, because I weave it all in. Like, I'm not working for an organization, so I don't need to, like, for instance, when I worked in placement, like, it's not that I wouldn't be allowed to talk about astrology. If the client brought it up, I could a little bit, but really I would, I would need to bat it back to it being about them. That's the difference when you're in counselling. Whereas if it's my life coaching, that's different, because I would use my life coaching to, but I wasn't, I wasn't doing that in my placement. So, but like I said, anyway, I did bring it in because people people just feel that in me, that I've got all that mystical energy and wisdom, and it really did help a lot of people. So, I'm a bit of a rebel in that way. So, um, and I left people a lot better than I found them. Put it that way. There was a lot of people in a low place, and they left, feeling great about themselves. That's what matters. So what I'm saying is, but because I work for myself, it's not just it's never just counselling or therapy that people are coming to me for. Like, they're getting their money's worth, because it's everything I do is soul retrieval, it's Reiki, it's healing with the Holy Spirit, the divine. It's if life coaching is what needs to come in it, it's that, it's bits and bobs, everything that I do. But yeah, basically, to get back to this, whoever needed to kind of know that, it could be this, like, it could be when I'm talking about, like, they perceive each other as a threat, therefore anxiety that, like, and Chuck+Blair that they're against each other, when actually they're not. But that's why, again, it's like, I think I was shown that because it is, it's like you're battling your own dark side. That's basically what they're trying to say. But again, somebody obviously is feeling in a place of low energy, depression, anxiety, worrying that I actually feel this is like a twin flame feeling like their twin flame's not going to forgive them. Oh, but look, problems to be resolved. But it's like the worry is unnecessary. There's something about February could be significant here. Persevere and you'll overcome the problems. And I actually feel, right, for this specific one, when I'm thinking about that clip, there's, again, I didn't watch all of the series, but gathering it, it's like he takes it too far by, I think he sleeps with someone that's off bounds. That's the way I'm going to put it. But again, it's to get her to hate him. But then he instantly regrets it. So there could be something very specific about that. I mean, I've channeled about things like that loads. Temporary situation. Yeah, it's like this is a temporary. So again, although whoever that resonates with, it's like if you've done that and you know that is going to be painful for the other person, obviously it's like not, yeah, it's horrible. It's not a nice situation for you to be in, to feel guilty about it. It's not going to be nice to know that it's going to hurt someone. But I feel it's not enough to break this connection. And also, it's like I say, before your dark night of the soul and that rebirth, you're a different person. And all twin flames that are true twin flames, if they've done the amount, if they've done that enough healing, which never stops, but when you get to that point that it's even getting close to a union, like, yeah, it's these, and believe me, I've seen it all. Loads of these hurdles can be overcome. So whatever you feel can't be overcome, it probably can. Because, like I said, in the end, what I'm gathering from that is, like, they marry each other. So, and they've done a lot of shit to each other. Probably more than what I know. And you see, with even me saying that is about someone. Look, news is on the way. Because I just said more than I even know. But what I mean is because I didn't watch all the series. But I feel it's like, yeah, more has happened than what you... So there's stuff that basically you don't know that you're going to find out. News is on the way. That might be the news. Or you're the person that's yeah, going to be telling someone something. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. That one came out the other day, and that's about the twin flames out there that, again, it'd be divine masculine, regardless of gender, that basically, you might have it all in one area, but you don't have it all because you don't have your twin flame. Chain of events that will affect your life. Yeah, there is something here, you know what I mean? It's basically like actions have a consequence. I love these cards, just sort of. An arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Again, this feels like that kind of pride, ego. I'm not wanting to listen to what you've got to say. Fuck you. That is very much, honestly, it's so funny. I knew when I watched that last night that it was going to come into one of these romances in there. Yeah, it is. Like, I feel this connection is very kind of like, I don't like the word hate, but I do kind of want to say like love, hate. Oh god, is that, yeah, like Beauty and the Beast. Rose. It's like someone's tamed the beast. Great good fortune. There's that Jupiter and Taurus. Pleasure with a close friend. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's in the video I haven't published. Or was that the one yesterday? Trouble, accusations, frying pan. Oh god. May could be. Oh, May is now. Oh yeah, this is, see, and I asked for. Oh, that's why these. Right, I'm going to sort these out at some point, right? And I'll put all the month ones separately, because that's why these would be good. Because remember, this is quite a good sign. Like, I asked for real-time energy for someone, and they've obviously, that same clarifying that this is going to make sense to somebody now. Warning, you have a problem either now or in the near future. How's that for being specific? Unsuccessful plans. Right, I think, right, I'm getting a feeling that unsuccessful plan, somebody's had unsuccessful plans elsewhere. Look at this. Oh my god. How have I not seen the rainbow card before? I was not meant to see this until now. That means something for you watching this. You were not meant to see the rainbow, the hope in this situation till now. The most difficult part of the situation is over. Someone had unsuccessful plans somewhere in their life, right? And that's the most difficult part of that is now over. And that's why the romance is going to be in the air. They're focusing on their career right now, or you are. You might be taking a vacation, or physically or mentally. They might be taking a bit of time to themselves, or you might actually be going somewhere. There's going to be an announcement about that. Control your anger, you'll be sorry. I feel in the past, like I said, I've already picked up there was cross words, I feel, between you and this person at some point. And I feel it, oh yeah, and going back to the first card, it was because I should have kept that out so it kept me focused on that. But it's because whatever you said triggered them and they knew you were right, but they weren't willing to admit it to themselves yet. But I feel this person is now. A period of ill health and depression. Oh my god, wow. So this is really powerful. So, and someone's been in a period of, well, not basically, it feels like Dark Night of Soul energy, not in a good place. Basically, either all these memories coming up of when you had crosswords, or it could be more recent for some of you. Unsettled times, need to plan ahead. A wish granted. Yeah, and so whoever this is, I feel if this is you watching it and you're the person that this is resonating with, it's like, I feel a friend has been helping you through this time, because as I said, I've just been one of my best pals, and this says teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. It's like I feel a friend really understands your twin flame connection, and whatever it is you're really worried about, it can be overcome. But I do, like, I can sense it is something that this person or you is really worried about, because it's something that is going to hurt the twin. And it could be something that is known to your twin, or I'm getting the feeling though it's something that is not known. But the thing is, even when I say it's not known, it'll be suspected. Like, trust me. Like, being on this journey too, there's like not literally, like, there's literally nothing would surprise me. So, and I think that's why it's like, and it's just, yeah, to do, for many different reasons, like to do my placements, what I help people with, it does just make sense that, yeah, anyway. Holding on, not letting you go, wanting to be together, can't move on, lost route, you needing your codependency. Again, it's just this person doesn't want to let their twin flame go, whether you're that person or you're the person. Look, hinting. So that hinting could be like say if you physically see them, or it could just be if it's energetically, it could just be what's under my nails again. There's that word again, denial as well though. But I remember we feel someone's coming out of that. Songs, player, yeah. So that is the kind of vibe I was getting. It could have been when someone was in this sort of player mode. They've done things that cheating, manipulation, deceit, lies, third party, non-committal, fear of intimacy, backstabbing, charmer, disrespectful. Could just be someone's quite disrespectful. So it might not be you're in a relationship, but they know you're not going to like it. Because there's bitterness. I'm just laughing because it's so funny, but it is totally like, so sorry if this has happened to you, but I'll be quite honest, this will have happened to me somewhere along the line as well. It's like, that's giving me Chuck+Blair vibes, bitterness and wounded, like someone's done it from a wounded place, thinking that they need to fuck you over before you fuck them over, because that's what they're used to. But if you're a divine feminine, you were never going to do that. Just like I said, I'd never. I will not say never, because again, it's like I would never. That's not true. Like, I have hurt him back with words, but usually it'd be in retaliation, and it didn't happen a lot of times with me and him, really at all. I would say, because I just feel we always just sensed it was going to be bad if we went there, and I would say we're both very sensitive. I know I'm very sensitive, but he's very sensitive as well. Anger, resentment, jealousy, silent treatment, arguments, cold shoulder, ghosting, criticising. intense emotional pain, fear, depression, emotional unavailable, scared, defensive, triggered, and healing. Christ. So yeah, so this is what I mean. Someone's done that from that place. So if you're on the receiving end of that, know that it wasn't to hurt you, they were hurting themselves. But shit could have happened from that place that is not going to be nice to hear. And for you, if you've done it, forgive yourself, because you're a different person. You're transforming into a different person. And what's important is what happens now. And now it's like, look, it's some of this, it's some of that. It's that, it's somebody lighting somebody else's awakening. That always feels like, look, she's fucking lit as fuck and she's lighting him up. And it leads to that. Passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Joy. And again, I feel like I should actually, I'm going to put that link to that Chuck+Blair thing in the comments, because this is going to strongly resonate with us. It's not all, because not everyone's would be that extreme, but some people will be. Some people will be. And like I said, not exactly me and my twin flame, but there are elements that do basically the magnetic bit of it. Quite simply because I wouldn't, if someone was being addicted to me, I wouldn't allow them to be addicted. They wouldn't get to be around me. So that's why I don't resonate with other bits of it. Because I love myself, and I hope you love yourself. And if you don't, I hope you hang around long enough to love yourself very soon. But it takes time. It doesn't happen, like I said that to my friend today, you know what I mean? It's like, so this is important for those of you out there. See if you've been tirelessly doing the shadow work, healing yourself for years on end or decades on end, and you feel like it's pointless because you're not sensing a change in your twin or physically seeing a change, or hearing that they're still with other people, or all this kind of shit. Like, never give up hope, right? That's one of my favourite sayings, because all that work and healing that you've put into yourself will physically manifest at one point, and sometimes it's all at the same time, usually when you least expect it on the twin flame journey. So it's never for no reason, because the end goal shouldn't be to be with your twin anyway. It should be you're doing it for yourself. You'll hear me say that quite a lot. You should be healing yourself for yourself and coming into inner union and balance. And when you're actually approaching that close to a physical union, you'll have let go enough that you'll have detached, you know what I mean? And you'll still want it, but it'll be less of that kind of desperate, longing, codependent, you know, kind of needing this person energy. Well, or however strong it is, it's not, it just, if people would describe it differently. But yeah, so if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. And healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Well, another intense one. Right, well, we do one of these ones. What do we need to know to bring all this together? Fucking hell, never mind. Taurus new moon. It feels like a fucking Scorpio new moon, this. But again, what is the opposite sign to Taurus? That's right, Scorpio. So either stay in the toxicity, your toxic past, whoever this resonates with, because we could all take that for somewhere. Because a toxic past doesn't need to be a relationship. It could be the ghost of a relationship. So what somebody else done to you a long time ago, stopping you from being in anything with anyone or trusting people, right? Or if it's recent, take it. Or it could be not a person at all. It could be your family had a negative effect on you, or your friends had a negative effect on you, or an addiction. But at some point or other, you've got to make that decision for yourself to not stay in that place and value yourself to head where you do deserve. So, what the fuck's going on here? She's holding an apple in front of us. Fucking hell, it's all going off in this card. Oh, it would be Leo. Look, it's got a wee Leo symbol in the corners. Well, remember, Mars does go into Leo at the weekend. So, triumph. So, let's read what this is about. It's got a 9 on it. 9's about ending. And this one says harmony. Harmony. Could be something significant about the 28th. Right, okay, so 9. So, like I said, either this is going to make sense to you today or it's not, and it's for someone else. And I would say specifically with this, because this is one for one of the more intense twin flame connections out there. But they're all intense. But like I said, I do feel there is different levels of intensity, because if you're one of the twin flames that is able to be around your twin flame day to day at work and all that, it could resonate. It'd be interesting to hear in the comments if you get, or if you do a personal session with me or whatever. But it's like I said, yeah. I'll put the link to the thing to show you what I mean. Because some people are like, fuck, I couldn't fucking go through all of that with someone. But again, that's when I would say it's not a choice. Well, it's your soul's choice before you incarnated, but it's like the twin flame journey, you can't get off it. It's like a ride from heaven and hell that you can't get off. Like, so that just basically is the truth. It's all worth it though. The eye and the heart have no uncertainty. Love gives beauty more than beauty gives love. The eye and the heart have no uncertainty. Oh, that's really deep, isn't it? Love gives beauty more than beauty gives love. So what I'm getting from that is, again, don't be seduced by superficial material things and good looks, and because the eye and the heart have no uncertainty. Like, or it is just like, oh, I don't know, that's too deep for me to work out. Light very strong in the month of Leo. Light overcomes darkness. Wow, oh my god, I love it. And I just looked at 5555 when I said it, and that'll be weird if I come off this and we've got 555. Hopefully we could be at 555 tomorrow, but anyway, either way, the time of filming this, it's 554, unless somebody's joined while I've been talking. But yeah, I mean, Chuck+Blair, I'm just going to call this I'm going to actually title this something to do with Chuck+Blair so that it grabs people's attention. Light overcoming darkness. Because it's not even light, you see, with them, it's not even really light, she's the light and he's the darkness. I suppose if you were going to sort it could be like that, but it's really like, but they're both quite dark against each other. And that's why it's so twin flamey, because it's like, but they've both got a lovely, yeah, that's hard to describe. Honesty, beauty, and truth defeat disharmony and lies. Oh my god, right, okay. Basically, guys, wherever there's dark secrets here, that I even feel like someone could be hanging something over somebody's head. It's even like, maybe it's either that there's something someone's done in the past that is absolutely going to hurt their twin flame, I feel quite frankly, and my throat went funny when I said that, they're terrified of the twin flame finding out. And it could even be as dark as someone's even threatened to tell what that is. Something like that. And again, I could just go on for hours about, where that could all sort of make sense, but it is kind of really fitting, and I'm sure that all that stuff came up in that clip. And it was long, it was like fucking 20 minutes, I thought. But I ended up watching the whole thing. I thought, I'm not going to watch 20 minutes of this, because it was to a piece of music, but it was just so captivating. I watched the whole thing. Right, okay, I'm not reading the next bit because it's fucked up, kind of. I'm just not into that shit. She goes on about, like, spells and that, and I like I said before, each to their own, but I'll undo spells, right? I'm not fucking reading shit out about grab an apple and do this and do that, do you know what I mean? Stop fucking doing that out there. But anyway, but people are going to do what they want to do, but... Oh my god, that means something. That means something. What film is what? Right, look at this. I want to get back together with you. I miss you so much. Fitting. I'll never be happy if I can't be with you. That's Chuck+Blair vibes. I have a confession to make. Right, that might be the thumbnail. Again, and sometimes I just feel that's like someone saying I love you, but I feel with this, there's a bit of I love you mixed in with, and I need to tell you something that you're not going to like. I centered my world around you, so much around you, that I got totally freaked out. This card means that it's when the divine masculines full, basically, are in that kind of very Scorpio addictive, just very addictive, obsessed with all these kind of words, like just too much into it, and they're not able to function. Depending on how deep it is, just feeling like, what the fuck, this is no normal to be thinking about someone this much. And then that's why a lot of divine masculines then get into connections with other people. And it does make sense to me. It won't be nice to be on the receiving end though. I made the wrong oh my god. Right, whose is, I need to put this out. I made the wrong decision and I can't stop kicking myself. But I mean, it's not like they're clapping their hands like they made the right decision, guys. Do you know what I mean? So if that's you and you made a mistake, forgive yourself. If you're the person that happened to, they're not proud of it, forgive them. You know what I'm saying? because this is what they really want. I want to wake up beside you every day. Beautiful. Ending it on an hour. Please like, comment, subscribe, share it with your twin flame pals. For fuck's sake, even just one of them, get us to the 555. And then I bet you that is going to be very depictive, oh, fancy word, of the big changes going on in at least someone's life around here. But like I say, whoever this is for, there's big changes coming into your life. And I just want to, let's end it with, oh look, that's in the wrong place. What's that one? Trials and tribulations I'm getting from that. Spiritual, yeah. Your spiritual journey, somebody's spiritual journey is just beginning. And so this is about this is about someone forgiving themselves for their past self. Whether it just be past behaviours that are more sort of on their own journey that they're not proud of. And it could be as a whole, like somebody feeling like, are they ever going to see me as who I am now? But I'm more feeling it as quite specific that there's something that's going to hurt the twin. But they're freeing themselves. It's time to take back control of your life and to cherish this connection, this relationship. Because there's a reconciliation coming. Someone from your past is returning to your life because you loved yourself first, and your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. You're pulling your person back in because this love bond has grew stronger over time. And it's time to express your love. Both people, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Dream. They're not letting me stop. Dreams. Share your dreams together and make each other them a reality. And I did say, encourage each other to make them a reality. It's like this is a team effort. So bear in mind, I've just given an example of Chuck and Blair being against each other in competition and causing each other pain. Which again, that when you describe it like that, can sound like karmic, but this is when twin flames can act quite karmic towards one another, which not many people speak about, and it's because it's complex, you know what I mean? But in order to make that, to manifest this and rekindle that love, Cupid and rekindle, it's about, just honestly talking about what is it that you both want and seeing if you're on the same page. But I think a lot of people would be scared to do that in case you're not on the same page, but at least you'd know. Every relationship has a magical moments that could be rekindled. Love is in the air when Cupid's around. Playfulness. That's what needs to be brought back here. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And that makes sense to me because both those characters, particularly the guy, really, like say, mean and moody, serious type. But yeah, anyway. See you later. See you in the next one.